What's going on, guys? We are back tonight with another showcase video for you, and I want to take a look at a new card that just dropped. It is Morpheus, and I really like this card. This card is pretty sweet. Doesn't seem at first like it would be, but seems pretty impactful from what I've gathered anyway. So do want to give a shout out. Basically worked on this deck with a friend. His name's B Sloth. So I basically came with the idea of comboing Morpheus with Haruspex, and we kind of both collaborated and tried to build a deck around these two cards. And this is what I came up with. So basically the idea that Haruspex basically debuffs your life on land cards. So you can see if your deck has 5 or more life on land cards and 5 or fewer Roman empires, your life on land lose 15 perm, and all other cards in your deck get plus 10 perm. So we're basically sacrificing our 5 life on land cards. So we're going to have additional effects on these cards that we chose that are also kind of sacrificing or not really caring about their power specifically, but helping out the rest of the deck. So you'll see that trend. Basically, let's sacrifice those 5 cards and build a strong deck around it. So again, back to Morpheus. When played, if you're winning the round and your deck contains 12 or more cards from any album, your non-arts and culture cards in hand gain plus 25. So that means, obviously, this is going to be in hand at the time, so 4 of our cards are going to gain 25. So that's 100 permanent power we're going to get on the back of Morpheus right there. Plus the Haruspex gaining the plus 10 power on basically, what is that, 13 cards in our deck. So pretty good stats there. We're going to have Yeti backing it up as well. When played, your opponent loses 5 permanent power, and then your cards in hand with 7 or more base energy gain plus 20 until played. So this is a very high energy week, so we are going to take advantage of some of these expensive cards this week since it is a very high energy week. And I'll show the energy this week too, so we can take a look, see what week we're dealing with, if this is a video you're watching later in time, you know, and this week isn't current anymore. But let's take a look. We got Andronicus here. When played, your cards in hand gain plus 21 for 9 turns, and then when drawn, if it's after round 3, your cards, wherever they are, lose 10 perm. Battle of Waterloo, great card for this too, because if we play this with some of those life on land cards that are losing, there's a good chance you lose the turn, and then next turn we get that plus 120 setting up. And it's a 7-drop, so it does combo with our Yeti as well. Let's take a look at life on land. We got Pando. Like I said, great sacrifice card. We're going to sacrifice all of its power, 85 perm, and we're going to distribute it through the rest of the deck. So everything else is going to get that plus 5 permanent buff. Jumping over Dolly, again, sacrificing. She's got low base stats. She's going to be losing more to Haruspex. So when drawn, your cards in hand gain plus 8 perm. And if you've played Dolly, you get an additional plus 8 perm, so 16 permanent power. Hibiscus, when played, if played in the middle slot, the card on the left gets plus 40 perm, and the card on the right loses 40 perm. So this is perfect if we play like Dolly on the right or Pando on the right, basically sacrificing even further on those cards and then buffing our good card that we want to buff on the left. So definitely some opportunities there to increase our perm power on the cards we care about. And our last life on land, take a look at Yellow Jacket. This is a good one for this too, because it could potentially just be a hold card in our hand, dinging our opponent each turn 5 until played. Or if we do want to play it, even if the power's basically nothing on this card, its playability is still good, dinging our opponent's hand all his cards 24 on the turn. So still pretty decent either way. We did skip Rat King. Again, just a nice permanent buff. You can see the trend, getting a lot of permanent buffs in this deck. So it's kind of nice into the late game. You're gonna see this deck putting out big power towards the late game from all these permanent effects. So plus 13 permanently for your cards in hand there. We've got Night Attack. When drawn, if it's after round 1, your cards, wherever they are, gain 23 this round. So great buffer there. Also buffing, we've got Charles Ponzi. Going to give that plus 40 to everything on the turn. Shinigami, when played, if it's the 13th turn, basically just dinging something minus 500 when we play it. So just completely wipe something off the game. We've got Declaration of Independence, interesting additive here for our folio. So I guess let's jump over to folio. When played, 2 of each of your random Weird World document and battle cards gain that plus 25 perm. So real big stats there. 6 cards essentially getting that 25 buff. So jumping back now, Declaration of Independence. When played, it's got good base stats already. 7 for 120, so it's pretty meaty. Does get hit by Yeti. When played, your other cards in hand lose 50 on the turn. So we could play this with some of the green cards, right? And we're still going to get a decent power level that turn. And then when returned, if you won the turn, your remaining cards in hand gain plus 20 next turn. Basically, it's just a documented card. It's going to get really big in the late game, but could give us a chance to win some of these turns that we sacrifice. Maybe put it to the left of Hibiscus, and to the right, we put like Dolly Sheep, and bam, we're getting some big power, even though we're still sacrificing some other cards. Roanoke Colony is another one. Basically, either going to go minus 10 on your opponent's whole deck or plus 10 on your whole deck. So, real strong card there for only 5 energy. We talked about folio. Last 2, we've got Identity Theft for every legendary card in your opponent's deck, up to a max of 10. You're going to get plus 4 until played. So, potential for plus 40 until played if they have a fistful of legendary cards. And finally, Testudo Formation. Again, it's just a really fat energy week this week, so getting that plus 48 on the turn for all our cards, or on the round, I'm sorry, is pretty juicy. Let me jump back real quick. Like I said, I'll show you the league stipulations here. We've got Carnivore, Space Oddities, Dizzy getting the majority there, and then Riding Waves, Exciting Exploration, and Plant Life. So we are in Lost in Time this week. Starting energy at 24, so big stats, and max energy is 60, so you can stack, and energy per turn 24. So again, real big energy this week, so this deck wants a big energy week, so keep that in mind if you try it out. All right, let's go. Oh, let me real quick too jump to the deck code for you guys. I know a lot of you ask me all the time, and sometimes I do forget to put it in the description, but you can check the description down below. A lot of times I do add it down there, and I'll have links to other stuff as well. I've got my eBay store down there if you guys want to help support that, and started up some Spotify playlists as well, trying to grow that community as well. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to try to get some different genres created as well. So if you check out my one Spotify page, or my link at least, you should be able to find my others. Just click my name, and you'll be able to find all my playlists as well. So give those a like and a follow if you don't mind. Like I said, just trying to grow a little community there. But all right, back to Q. So let's go try this bad boy out. So far, it's been good. I've actually really enjoyed this deck. I think it's pretty neat. Like I said, B Sloth and I were trying to come up with some cool stuff. This deck has been through the ringer. I mean, we tried lock combos with this deck. I had American Revolution cards in this deck at one point. Basically, I've been all over the map with this. I had devil cards in here at one point, trying out some devil combos with Codex. I mean, there's been a lot of cards being tested for this one deck here. So basically, the idea of the Morpheus, the Haruspex, and then trying to get Yeti to fit in as well the best I can. But all right, here we go. We'll start off right out the gate, just smacking face. Let's just go for the jugular right out the gate. What do you guys think? My son's being super loud in the living room, so if you guys do hear something, some screaming or something, it's just my son being super rambunctious. My wife is in the shower, and he is going to take full advantage. So I apologize if you guys can hear him yelling through the wall, because nothing I can do about it at the moment. I'm just going to let him run wild right now, since I can't really do much about it. Maybe I do Pando now. Get that thing cycling. Looks like we're up against a space deck here. We've got my son. We're going to take him to a neurological specialist tomorrow. That should be interesting. He's been a little rambunctious and extremely, I almost want to say ADHD, hyperactive. And he's been struggling in school from it, focusing a little bit. He's only 5, but this specialist deals with hemispherical brain things. So essentially the idea that part of the brain could be, one hemisphere basically overtaking the other, which can cause delays, such as speech delay or motor skill delay. So we think he is speech delayed right now, but we think that could be one of the issues because it does run in my family. My sister actually had her son with a very similar issue where one hemisphere was kind of dominant and overtaking the other. So I'm hoping tomorrow that this evaluation goes good and we get at least a clear understanding of what's going on. Basically just want to try to get help, and if there's exercises we can do to kind of help stimulate the portion of the brain that is lagging behind, we can get on top of that right away, because apparently at a young age the brain is very plastic and you're able to really mold and kind of correct these issues if that is an issue. So I'll know more tomorrow, so I might talk about it in a future video, what we found out for those interested, but it's definitely something important to me. It's my son, so we do need to get him taken care of and try to fix the issue, All right, here we go. You can see Morpheus getting that nice buff. Let me do it again. 25 buff on everything. It's pretty juicy. We don't want to play Night Attack. Let's do it like this. Yeah. We are just steamrolling him right now. I just don't see this being a competition. This deck is pretty powerful, as you can tell. I mean, first round we put out almost 900 power. I had a game, my first game with this deck, round 2 I put out about 1,400 power, and then round 3 I put out 1,500 power. So this deck consistently was dropping really decent power at early levels. So definitely strong. I mean, we're dropping 600 power right now, just about on round 2, turn 2, or turn 3. So that's pretty nutty. So I can just imagine this game's dropping even more permanent power. If I ever make it to a round 5 with this deck, it's going to be dropping some nutty power. I don't think I've made it to round 5 with this deck yet. We've just been steamrolling everybody. I think this is my 4th game now. I've just straight steamrolled with it. We'll see, though. You never know. We could, maybe game 2 will come up against somebody that just gives me a run for my money. All right. Probably should have played Shakespeare there. Don't know why I didn't. It's probably a misplay. All right, we got our little combo here now. So let's do Shakespeare to the left. Hibiscus, and we'll drop Pando again. Debuff. We can afford to lose this round if we really wanted to. If he does decide to give us a run anyway. All right, we might even just win this round. We're going to try for it. I doubt he's putting down 400 power here, but he could be with my yellow jacket debuffing. Yeah, I mean, that's just steamroll. All right, well, we're going to go to game 2, see if we can, how we do against somebody a little bit better, hopefully. What did we put down? I wanted to see the round totals there. Dang it. All right, well, maybe next time. All right, let's do one more. See if we can have more good luck. But yeah, deck's pretty strong. I like it. Definitely an interesting combo. I really wanted to run, originally I wanted to try to get boxing in this deck, but because Haruspex wants 5, essentially 5 life on land, the Morpheus wants 12 history cards. So that right there, 17 cards, plus Morpheus made 18. I didn't have an extra slot to slot boxing. If some of you are asking why I didn't have boxing in here, that's the exact reason, is I had to go 1, 12, and 5. So I did not have a way to fit it into the deck. Actually, let's do it like this. I like to get folio as much as possible. Problem is, I hate to start out losing with this deck because this deck really wants Morpheus to trigger as much as possible, right? So you want to be winning, because like if I draw him right now, I'm losing. I can't play him. I'm going to be forced to sit on him, right? So you always want to try to be ahead with this deck. So a little trick there, something to keep in mind. No, let's do it like this. Yeah. Let's do it like that. It's like this and like that. Is our opponent playing? Maybe. Wait until the last second. All right, what are we up against here? Espionage? Maybe? All right, we're actually in the lead now, which works really good if we do draw it. Nope. All right. Do it like that. If we lose, then we're going to get a jump on the next round. My son is in there making insane noises right now. Like just completely hollering through the wall. Yeah. Definitely extremely hyper. He's like recording himself screaming. And then playing it back. So I hear like double screams through the wall right now. Super annoying. All right, we want to get Night Attack cycling now in the right spot. So let's get you here. We get it back round 4, round 4, turn 1. We'll get you here, and do we want to play Dolly now? Yeah, let's go ahead. Terminator on turn 1. Not the best strat, bud. Just going to throw that out there. All right, there's our Testudo. So we're going to play it now, and we are in the lead too. So we need to play you here, you here. It's going to get the buff, and we need to get Charles out of our hand. So let's do it like that. I played Testudo on 2, so we get it cycling now in the right spot. So we should draw it back round 4, turn 1. If we need it round 4, we'll have it. If we make it that far. I'm just always going to assume we don't make it to round 4. Bam, bam, bam. Sacrifice Yellow Jacket here. It's already got some decent power to it as well since we were holding it. But we don't care. We're still sacking it. Looking good. I think we've got this one wrapped up, at least for this round. Yep. And let's see about round 3. What are we drawing here? Thought I had something set up. Haruspex, that's right. Let's do it like this. Alright, we're going to ding that card there. HI. He's got the lead. We shouldn't be drawing into Morpheus just yet, though, so we should have time. Alright. Let's get our... I think we get our Yeti down here. I do want to get it back cycling. Get the buff one last time, and then I'm not going to play it again. So let's do that. That puts us in the lead here. Don't even think we need to play Pando again. I think our lead's pretty good now. We're gonna play this Rat King. He's got a nice buff as well. You can see how these history cards now are just massive. Just the sacrifice mechanic works so well to just get some meaty. You can see we had 1100 round 2. What are we at right now? Let's keep it up so we can try to see. Good game, sir. Yep, I know it's definitely a tough one to play against. 1300 that time. Not our best. We've had better. But that's the deck, guys. Definitely a strong one. I really liked it. Granted, it is very limiting. You have to have specific number of cards here and there, but definitely a cool combo. So if you enjoyed it, check it out. I really recommend it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. As always, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.